Imagine opening your refrigerator tonight and seeing almost nothing inside. Maybe there is half a loaf of bread, one can of soup, and just enough milk for one more cup of coffee. Your next Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or SNAP payment is still several days away, and you are already calculating which meal you can afford to skip. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever eaten less so your spouse, your children, or someone else in your home could have enough? Nobody should have to make that decision, but millions of Americans quietly face this situation, especially seniors, disabled adults, widows, and families trying to survive on a fixed monthly income. And here is what many people do not realize. Even when your grocery money is completely gone, there may still be several ways to get food today: free meals during the week, and ongoing assistance that can help prevent the same crisis next month. Before we get into it, tell me in the comments which state you are watching from, because these programs can work differently depending on where you live. And if this information could help someone struggling right now, take a second to like this video so it reaches more people who genuinely need it. Now, when someone urgently needs food, the biggest mistake is starting with a program that may take several weeks to approve. If there is almost nothing left in your kitchen, begin with resources that may help today. Call 211 and be very specific. Do not simply say, "I need assistance." Ask them directly, "Is there a food pantry open today? Where can I get an emergency food box? Is there a soup kitchen or free meal site serving food tonight? Are there senior meals, Meals on Wheels, or community food distributions near me?" That wording matters, because the person helping you may search only for the exact service you request. But here is the reality. 211 may not know every small program in your community. Some neighborhood organizations are not listed in major databases, so do not stop after one phone call. Search for local food pantries, community refrigerators, little free pantries, church meal programs, senior centers, community action agencies, and mobile food distributions. A community refrigerator can be especially useful during an emergency. These are often unlocked refrigerators or food cabinets placed in accessible community locations. People donate food, and anyone in need can take what they can use. Some operate 24 hours a day without applications, interviews, or income paperwork. There may also be a small free pantry sitting outside a church, library, community center, or even someone's home. It may not provide a full week of groceries, but a few cans, pasta, rice, cereal, or peanut butter can make a serious difference when you have nothing else. Local religious organizations can also be far more helpful than people expect. Churches, mosques, synagogues, Catholic charities, St. Vincent de Paul, Lutheran social services, and other community ministries may offer cooked meals, grocery boxes, emergency vouchers, or small food pantries. You usually do not have to belong to that religion. Many of these programs exist specifically to help anyone facing hardship. And do not assume that a church without a public food pantry cannot help. Some organizations keep emergency food boxes for seniors, veterans, disabled adults, or families facing an unexpected crisis. These programs may not be advertised, so you have to ask. Now here is a simple strategy that can turn scattered assistance into a full week of meals. Take out a calendar. Write down every free meal or food distribution available in your area. Maybe the senior center serves lunch on Monday and Wednesday. A church offers dinner on Tuesday. A soup kitchen serves meals on Thursday. A mobile food pantry arrives on Saturday. Then use whatever groceries you receive from a food pantry to cover the days between those meals. That is much smarter than depending on one organization to provide everything. Once the immediate crisis is under control, your next move should be building monthly support. SNAP, also known as food stamps or EBT, is the largest food assistance program in the country. Benefits are generally loaded onto an EBT card that can be used at participating grocery stores. If your household has very little income or almost no available cash, ask whether you qualify for expedited SNAP. In certain emergency situations, eligible households may receive assistance faster than under the regular processing timeline. Do not assume your Social Security, SSI, or SSDI income automatically disqualifies you. Seniors and people with disabilities may have special deductions or household expense rules that affect eligibility. Medical expenses, shelter costs, and other qualifying deductions can sometimes make a major difference in the calculation. The worst thing you can do is reject yourself without applying. For seniors and disabled adults, your local area agency on aging may be one of the most important calls you make. Depending on your location, they may connect you with senior meal sites, transportation to meal programs, benefits counseling, commodity food boxes, home-delivered meals, and other local assistance. Meals on Wheels may also be available for people who have difficulty shopping for groceries or preparing meals. Some locations request a suggested donation, but inability to pay does not always mean you will be denied. However, availability and waiting lists can vary, so apply as early as possible. Families with children may have even more options. Children may qualify for free school breakfast and lunch. During summer breaks, community meal sites may provide free meals to children and teenagers. Some schools also offer backpack programs that send extra food home for evenings and weekends. These backpack programs are not always widely advertised. Ask the school counselor, front office, cafeteria manager, or family support coordinator whether one exists. Now, this next point is where many struggling households leave real help unused. Do not rely on only one program. One food box may not last an entire month. One SNAP payment may not cover every grocery expense. One free meal site may operate only once a week. But when you combine several legitimate sources of help, the picture changes. A senior might use SNAP for basic groceries, receive a monthly commodity food box, visit a pantry when necessary, eat at a senior meal site twice a week, and use a farmer's market voucher for fresh produce. A family might combine SNAP, school meals, summer meals, a backpack program, and occasional pantry support. That is not taking advantage of the system. That is using programs created for people who genuinely qualify. Some seniors may also have access to farmers market nutrition benefits. These can help purchase fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, and other eligible foods from approved farmers markets or farm stands. Certain Medicare Advantage plans may offer limited grocery, meal, or healthy food benefits, but this is not included in every plan. Coverage, eligibility, participating stores, and benefit amounts can vary considerably. Do not switch Medicare plans based only on a food card advertisement. A grocery benefit is useless if the plan creates higher medical costs, removes your doctors, or restricts your prescription coverage. Review the entire plan, not just the most attractive extra benefit. And here is the part people often overlook. Sometimes the best way to afford more food is not finding another food program. It is lowering another bill. If you can reduce your phone bill, electric bill, prescription costs, Medicare premiums, rent-related expenses, or property taxes, that can leave more of your monthly income available for groceries. Programs such as Lifeline, energy assistance, Medicare savings programs, prescription assistance, and local property tax relief may help eligible households reduce expenses. Think about it this way. Saving $40 on your phone bill and $70 on utilities could put more than $100 back into your monthly grocery budget. That may provide more long-term stability than a one-time food box. And every time an organization helps you, ask one final question. Do you know of any other local programs that I may qualify for? The food pantry volunteer may know about a church dinner. The senior center may know about transportation assistance. The community action agency may know when the next mobile pantry is arriving. One conversation can lead to several additional resources. There is no shame in needing help with food. The real tragedy is staying hungry because nobody explained where to ask, what to say, or how these programs can work together. Your Social Security or disability payment may feel too small to cover everything, but an empty refrigerator does not always mean you are out of options. Sometimes it simply means the right doors have not been opened yet. So start with the most urgent need. Find food for today. Mark the free meal schedules on your calendar. Apply for the monthly programs you qualify for. Then look at every other bill that may be draining money away from your grocery budget. And in the comments, tell me this. Which expense is hurting your household the most right now? Food, rent, utilities, medicine, or Medicare costs? Your answer may help us decide which financial benefit issue needs to be explained next. Thanks for watching Social Security Post, and I'll see you in the next video.